Today I am going to review Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. I've read this book before, probably 5 or 6 years ago when I was in college. Holy crap, I was in college 5 or 6 years ago? And I just read it again for a second time. If you have not seen the movie or heard of either the movie or the book or anything, I will give you a brief description of what it's about. So it's about this guy, and he meets this other guy named Tyler Durden. And the first guy, while he's away for work, his apartment blows up. And he has nowhere to go. So he calls Tyler Durden, and they go out for a drink. And Tyler tells him that he can stay with him at his place as long as he does one thing for him. And the guy asks what that is, and Tyler says, "I want you to hit me as hard as you can." So he hits him, and then Tyler hits him back, and they get into a fight, and they both really like it. It makes them feel alive. And then other people see them, and they want to fight too, and they make a club called Fight Club. Fight Club, that's the name of the book. So it's more than just that. It's more than just fighting. It's, it grows into something more, and it gets out of hand, and I can't tell you why or anything. You just have to read the book because it's good. So I am going to give this book 5 stars. Here's one of the main reasons why. I love the writing. Oh my god, it's like poetry. Seriously? This guy is a genius. The narration is just... it's just amazing. And the reason that I decided to read the book was because I had seen the movie many times and loved it. It's one of my favorite movies still. And the reason that I wanted to read the book was because I really liked the narration in the movie. Like the voiceovers that Ed Norton does. I just loved them. They were just so poetic. Yeah, so I thought maybe the narration from the movie is taken right out of the book. And a lot of it is. Really, a lot of it is word for word. It's amazing. Seriously. I love the writing. I get lost in the words. It's amazing. And the writing style changes, too, with the situations that are happening. So, depending on, like, the vibe that a certain situation is giving you, the writing style changes for that. It's kind of cool, actually. It's not a very big book. It's, like, 200 pages or something. So... it doesn't take long to get through, for one, because it's not very big, and two, it's amazing. I guess I might say a little bit of a review comparing it to the movie, or a review of the movie comparing it to the book, I guess. Because I read a lot of books that get turned into movies. Sometimes it's because I read the book and it's amazing and then later it gets turned into a movie. Sometimes it's because I see a preview for a movie that I really like and I find out it's based on a book, so I decide to read the book before the movie comes in. So Fight Club, I saw the movie, like I said, a whole bunch of times before I read the book, and I would not have enjoyed the book if I read it first before the movie, because I saw the movie when I was in high school, I think, and I don't think it would have... I don't know, I had, like a younger mentality and everything because I was in high school, obviously, so I don't think it would have appealed to me then. So I'm glad that I saw the movie first because I was able to enjoy the movie, and then when I was old enough to understand the book, I enjoyed the book. And even reading it the second time, when I'm even older, I like it even more than I did the first time. So, the first time I read it, I thought it was exactly like the movie. I thought everything was the same. I thought it was 100% exactly the same. Oh my gosh, I've never ever read a book where the movie didn't change anything. Okay, but then I'm reading it for the second time, like a couple days ago, and there's a lot that's different. I don't know why I thought nothing got changed the first time I read it. I'm confused as to where these thoughts came from, because there's a lot that's different. That being said, though, it's still a very good adaptation and still one of my favorite adaptations because, yes, there's a lot that's different, but there's also a lot that's the same. It has its differences, it has its similarities, it has its exact word for word, exactly the same parts, and A lot of the stuff that gets changed doesn't really change. The actual things that happen still happen in the movie. It's just different people doing it. There are a few scenes, though, that are completely taken out of the movie, and there are scenes in the movie that aren't even in the book. But no, it is not exactly the same. It is not exactly the same as the book, or the movie, or whatever. The book and the movie are not exactly the same. But I still thought it was turned into a movie very goodly. Let me say that again. I thought the movie was a very good adaptation of the book. I thought they did a really good job translating it, keeping the parts that needed to be kept and taking out parts that weren't as important, or changing them a little bit to make more sense as a viewer watching a movie, I guess. I don't know. I think if it was exactly the same as the book, it still would have been good, but the way that they made it, it was still awesome, and I love both equally. So, this is Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. You need to go read it, because it's awesome. Really, it's awesome. and then go watch the movie after.